Hey guys, let me tell you about two problem-solving modes that you already have in your brain. One is fun problem-solving mode, and the other is grind problem-solving mode. Here's what fun problem-solving mode looks like. At the beginning, you see the problem and you're itching to work on it. You're like, ooh, let me get my hands on that. I have some thoughts on what we could do. You almost can't stop yourself from starting to work on it. And if someone took the problem away from you, you'd be kind of annoyed or bummed out. Then during the problem solving, it feels fun. You get fully absorbed in the process and it feels like time is standing still. You mess around and tinker with things. You do lots of little iterations and tweaks. And you work in harmony with your brain's signals. You trust yourself. Your brain says, something feels off, and you follow that thread. Or your brain says, this is confusing, and you slow down and see how you can simplify it. Mistakes, hurdles, unwanted results, they're all just another fun puzzle to be solved. You actually kind of enjoy the challenge of figuring it out. And you have a clear vision for success that guides you and inspires you without intimidating you. You don't need to lower the bar to motivate yourself. You can't wait to make it all click exactly how you imagine it. And afterward, once you're done with the problem, your first instinct is, where's the next one? That was fun. And when you reflect back on your journey, the hurdles you faced are a reflection of how hard the problem was, and you're proud of yourself for figuring them out. When have you been in fun problem-solving mode? I want you to pause and think about this. Come up with specific examples of the times that you've been in this mode, because you've definitely been here before. Now let's talk about what grind problem-solving mode looks like. At the beginning, you see the problem and you're dreading working on it. You're like, oh, back to the grind. Let's buckle down and do this. You'd love to procrastinate or do something else. And if someone took the problem away from you, you'd be relieved. Then during the problem solving, it feels like a drag. You have to use discipline and willpower to push yourself through. You do a few iterations, then you're like, oh my God, how many more of these do I have to do? And you don't work in harmony with your brain's signals. You don't trust yourself. Your brain says, something feels off. And you're like, ugh, I'm never going to get this. Or your brain says, this is confusing. And you're like, I know, it's because I'm dumb. Mistakes, hurdles, and unwanted results are at best irritating, at worst, devastating. You want as few mistakes and roadblocks as possible because each one is so painful. Have a vision for success, and it feels intimidating and oppressive. It feels like something you should do or have to do or else. And you wonder if you should lower the bar or care less just to ease the pressure on yourself. And afterward, when you're done with the problem, your first instinct is, oof, I need a break. When you reflect back on your journey, the hurdles you faced look like a reflection of what a bad problem solver you are. You're embarrassed for even running into them. Now, when have you been in grind problem solving mode? Pause and think about this too. Come up with specific examples of the times that you've been in this mode, because you've definitely been here too. Now, here's the thing. Fun problem-solving mode is easy, fun, sustainable, and it's effective. Grind problem-solving mode is hard, draining, unsustainable, and it's less effective. All you really need to do to solve any problem is try a million things until you figure it out. That's it. That's all it takes. It's not about what you do or where you start or any specific strategy. Whether it's getting a promotion, making a sale, achieving a goal, or just winning a level in a video game, all you really have to do is get started, keep trying things, evaluate, and try again. When you're in fun problem solving mode, that's exactly what you do. You can start with the worst strategy and you will still get there because you'll just keep adjusting and figuring things out. When you're in grind problem solving mode, it's very, very hard to do this. You have to use a lot of effort and willpower just to keep going. And at some point, you'll run out. And even if you start with the best strategy and the perfect action plan, the odds are very high that you'll run out of energy before you can fully execute. And even if you achieve the goal once, most goals require maintenance. You can't just get the job or lose the weight and then stop. You then have to perform well in the job or maintain the weight loss. And achieving a goal through grind problem solving mode is a surefire way to struggle with maintenance. So, what determines whether you end up in fun problem solving mode or grind problem solving mode? It is not determined by the problem that you're working on. Do not fall for this illusion. It's not, I love writing and baking, and I hate financial modeling and meal planning, and that's just how it is. You have definitely approached a problem in fun problem solving mode one day, and then approached the same problem in grind problem solving mode the next day. I have had many days when I'm grinding and struggling with writing the content for my course, and I'll procrastinate by writing an email newsletter. Writing my course and writing a newsletter are the exact same kind of problem. The difference is in my thoughts about the problem. My thoughts put me into fun problem solving mode or grind problem solving mode. What mode you end up in is 100% determined by you, not by the problem. So how can you snap into fun problem solving mode on demand? First, I want you to notice how you get into it now. You don't spend 100% of your time in fun problem solving mode. You automatically slip into it at certain points. I want you to notice when this happens. Notice when you make the transition. What did you think that flipped the switch? What was the thought-feeling combo that snapped you into this mode? Do not let your brain tell you that any external circumstance flipped the switch for you. It wasn't the playlist you were playing, the room you were sitting in, the cup of coffee that you drank, or the fact that you were 1 hour away from the deadline. Those things just triggered your automatic brain to think something and feel something that caused you to snap into this mode. Find the thought, find the feeling. That is all you need. In fact, see if you can notice the thought and feeling 5 different times. Get the full roster of trigger thoughts that flip you over. Let me tell you some of mine. One of them is, let me explain this. Something about explaining something to someone else puts me into a calm, relaxed, fun problem-solving mode. Another one is, if I can have a mental image of the finished product. If I can see the final product in my mind's eye, I can't wait to make it happen. Or another thought for me is, let me organize my thoughts. I have an absolute compulsion to put things neatly into their place and make everything make sense. If I feel like things are slightly out of place or not making sense, I have to get in there and organize it. Now notice how small and not profound these thoughts are. These aren't thoughts about my goals, my legacy, my identity, my worthiness, or any of the big things I'm trying to achieve. They're just tiny little triggers that my automatic brain already has that snap it into a super effective problem solving mode. All I had to do was notice them and realize that I can use them anytime. Then, the second step is to practice snapping in. You have fun problem solving mode in your brain already. You cannot lose it or erase it. It's like riding a bike or backing a car out of a driveway. It's a set of behaviors and reactions that just clicks in once it's triggered. All you need to do is find the entry point into that mode and practice using it. The entry point into fun problem solving mode may be a rickety rope bridge when you first start out, and you may fall off halfway through all the time. Just keep going, keep trying. Over time, that rickety rope bridge will become an industrial strength suspension bridge that you can cruise down anytime you want. You just have to keep practicing. Finally, step 3. Notice when you've slipped into grind problem solving mode, and then pause and switch over. You know what grind problem solving mode feels like. It's not fun. You're not in flow. You're using a lot of effort to push yourself through. It's a grind. Notice when you've slipped into this mode and immediately pause. You don't want to do any more problem solving in this mode. Don't keep walking down this path. Before you do anything else, switch your brain over to fun problem solving mode using one of the triggers you found and practiced, and then decide what you want to do next. You will have a totally different view of the problem and what you should do to solve it. Guaranteed. The thing that I wish for my clients, above everything else, more than I'm wishing for them to get the job or land the promotion or achieve their goal or solve their problems. The thing I wish above all is for them to feel that calm, settled, self-confident feeling of, I've got this. To feel it for greater and greater stretches of the day, every day. To navigate back to it more easily and quickly every time they slip out of it. And when they absolutely can't find it and are awash in strong emotions, for them to be able to say, I've got this too. Even this I can navigate. We'll knock out a lot of problems in my course and coaching program. Reduce your stress, we'll kill your imposter syndrome, you'll get clear on what you want next in your career, and you'll figure out how to go get it. You'll get shit done, and you'll create a life you love living. But this is a real skill that we'll be developing all along. Getting in, staying in, and expanding the reach of that feeling. Calm, confident, clear-eyed, I've got this. Because from there, you can figure out anything. I hope you'll come join us next year. Course and coaching program is called From Imposter to I Got This, the high-stress, high-achievers step-by-step guide to eliminate work stress and imposter syndrome, get clear and get moving on their next career step, and create a life they love living. Join the waitlist at the link above.